Hey guys, Adam here, just to add a little bit of a chuck into this video that you're about to witness. So with this fight, as you can probably tell by the title, we have Wardok versus Morax. During this fight, spoiler alert by the way, Morax poisoned Wardok with his tongue on a body part belonging to Wardok, and I said to Lucas, can you add a 10-minute timer right there? After editing, Lucas noticed that the timer ran out when there was still a fair amount of chunk of the battle left, and as that fair chunk is relatively important to this battle, I decided that, okay, we'll scrap the 10-minute timer thing and change it to 15 minutes for every time a beast is poisoned, so they have 15 minutes to live to win. And even though it's maybe unfair because I gave 10 minutes to the latest victim to Morax, which was TEKNOS, TEKNOS did have 10 minutes. If I gave him 15 minutes, he still would have died before the 10 minutes even ended. That's what we saw in that video. However, with this one, it's exceeded the 10 minutes. And with that, I personally think 15 minutes would be more fair, as I tend to lose track of time very easily. And if I lose track of time again, when we have the 15-minute timer, I'll just change it to 20. As of now, these are the rules set in place. Every time a beast poisons another beast, they have 15 minutes to live. Hopefully I can stick to that. And if not, then I've let myself down, I let Lucas down, and I let you guys down. That's obviously what I don't want to do, but that is what I need to say. So for this fight, even though I say 10 minutes on the timer, it's 15 minutes. So if you get a bit confused, don't worry. It's just a mistake I made. Lost track of time, but don't worry. We'll get it right next time. So until then, enjoy the rest of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle of the Beasts New Generation, episode number 50. We are at the penultimate battle right now, the last battle remaining before the final round, and we have two more beasts fighting for that last spot in the finals. Both of these beasts are incredible and did very well to get this far. However, I think we need to see who these beasts actually are. So, on one side, representing Series 15, Velmal's Revenge, the killer of KRYTOR the Diamond Warrior in episode number 16, and somehow the most impressive victory for that beast as well, and the killer of KRYTOR the Tusk Destroyer in episode number 38, probably the smartest kill from this beast, and more recently, the Destroyer of MALLIX the Silent Stalker in episode number 48, probably the most surprised win then. We have book number 1, Wardok the Sky Terror. And now, on the other side, representing Series 24, Blood of the Beast, the killer of KRYTOR the Bloodbat in episode number 11, a very obvious victory, the killer, the destroyer I meant, of Griff the Feathered Fiend in episode number 32, another obvious victory. The executioner to Solix the Deadly Swarm, not the Swarming Menace, the Deadly Swarm in episode number 42, a more surprise victory, but still good. And the executioner to TEKNOS the Ocean Crawler in episode number 46, probably the best battle feature in this beast. We have book number 3, Morax, the Wrecking Menace! Okay, so I had a whole plan for this introduction, but I kind of butchered it halfway through. But I was like, no, I come too far to lose it now. I'm gonna keep on going! So that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. Yeah. So, yeah, here we are, the final two beasts to fight for the last spot of the finals to go against the last video's winner. We have Wardok and Morax. Now, at the start of this tournament, I remember, shortly after round 1, I remember talking to Lucas and he was just thinking, And he said to me, oh, the final battle would be, a good final battle would probably be Wardok versus Morax. I asked why. He said, well, because we have a speedy attacking beast versus a defensive attacking beast. I think it'll be rather interesting. Plus, now he said this multiple times, Wardok should be able to break Morax's armor plating because he can pierce diamond, the hardest substance on the planet. I get it. Okay, I get it. I get Wardok broke a diamond warrior. I get it. You don't need to keep reminding me. So that is why Lucas thinks this will be an interesting fight, and it's a shame it wasn't the final fight because I think Lucas would have absolutely loved it. But I mean, we've got a good finalist over here already, so it doesn't matter. Like, either one that wins, like, is still going to have an interesting fight against the other finalist. But is there anything else to say? Well, to start off, the semi-finals had 3 beasts with green covers on it, so green covers are making a comeback. So there you are, whoever. I think it was for Uramius. I don't know if I'm spelling your name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but the person that wants justice for Grimon, green covers for the win. Yeah. So green covers made it kind of far. First tournament had orange cover win, second one blue, third one would it be green or purple? Simple as. So with that being said, now Lucas, Impus, let's get to the stats.
Wardok, the Sky Terror. Some say Wardok, an ancient beast of Tangala, is a dragon. He has sinuous body covered in purple scales and leathery wings. He can swoop and fly with the agility of an eagle. The beast's claws, like curved cutlasses, can snatch up cattle or people with ease. For the people of Tangala, the beast's howl echoing through the hills was a sign to run indoors and hide. And his awesome abilities from speed flyer, sharp fangs, sharp claws, tail whip, loud roar, agility, and barrage attacks make him a deadly opponent in the tournament. He will not stop fighting until his opponent is down for the count.
Sure. Morax, the wrecking menace. This armored brute can roll into a ball of interlocking plates and destroy anything in his path, and one flick of his blue tongue is enough to send a foe flying. Looking at these awesome stats that will drive a man crazy, his intimidating state of being a pangolin, you can tell you're in for quite a surprise. Immune to fire, ball form, burrowing underground, even in the ball form, poisonous tongue, sharp fangs, claws, and horns, and not to mention the armored plating, you are down for your luck when you face Morax, the pangolin beast. So let's see how he does in the tournament.
3, 2, 1!
Battle! Let's get ready to rumble!
Wardok versus Morax. Let's get into this. So, for Battlefield, I'm just going to say the first thing that comes to my mind, and that is a rocky terrain arena, because that is the most normal arena I use. Why do I use mainly that? I'll never know. But a rocky terrain arena is what I'm going to be going for this battle. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this fight. So, as the chamber door is open, Wardok bursts through the sky exit, roars into the arena, just letting everyone know that he is here to win. He is here to play.
Come on!
And Morax is causing the trembling that Wardok is feeling from the top of his sky chamber. And Wardok sees a giant ball just roll out of the chamber door. I don't know what I was saying there. A giant ball roll out of the chamber door and stop in the center where it unfolds to reveal Morax, and he just roars right back at Wardok. Wardok charges down, extends his talons out, ready to grab onto Morax's horns and pull him sideways. However, Morax just staying still where he is, waits for Wardok to grab onto him, where he clutches his talons on Morax's horns and goes to twist Morax into the ground. But what Morax does is that he just lifts his paw up and slashes straight at Wardok. It injures Wardok, but doesn't deter him from doing what he's trying to do. And using all his strength, he just twists his whole body, twisting Morax's head and pulling Morax to the ground. So Morax, for the first time ever, has actually been knocked down. For the first time in this tournament, Morax has fallen over. I wonder if that's a bad omen or anything. Whilst Morax is on his side, Wardok still has a firm grip on his horns and starts to try and pull Morax's head off. Morax, feeling the pain from having his head being pulled repeatedly, just curls up into a ball. Wardok lets go before his talons are taken off, taken with him as they go for a roll. And Morax starts rolling around uncontrollably. Rolling around, just making it hard for Wardok to hit Morax. What Wardok does is that he flies straight into the arena wall, smashes right through it, knocking rubble down to where it lands on top of Morax as he was on his rolling course, and it just hits Morax, knocking him off course. And Morax just stops where Wardok swoops back down again, lands on top of the armoured plating, and starts using his talons and his tail to just smash right through it. After a couple of hits, the armor plating starts cracking up. In which case, Morax is starting to make a move, but Wardok is not giving in. He's just flying around, following Morax, smashing his tail into it, causing cracks to appear on more armored plating. In which Morax just stops unexpectedly for Wardok to just fly over him. He turns around to see Morax uncurled out of his ball and goes to snap at Wardok, in which Wardok is able to just fly backwards a bit and swing his tail around to where it just hits Morax straight in the face, knocking his head aside. He growls back at Morax, at Wardok, where Wardok goes in for round 2, hits him again with his tail. However, Morax saw it coming and turns his head to face the hit and bites down on Wardok's tail. Impaling his teeth through Wardok's tail, Wardok screeches in pain and starts using his hands to slash at Morax's head. One of the talons actually impaling Morax through the eye. Morax bellows in pain and releases his grip on Wardok, but not without infecting the poison from Morax's tongue onto Wardok. So, Lucas, we had it in the last battle. Can we have it in this one? 10-minute timer right there, starting now. So, Wardok now has 10 minutes before the poison overcomes him and kills him. So, Wardok reels back from the pain, knowing that he has his tail back. Morax is striding up towards Wardok, in which Wardok realises he's going to need to attack, and he swoops in towards Morax. Morax lifts his claw up to slash at Wardok. Wardok dives out of the way and, using his talons, slashes at the wrist of Morax's paw, in which Morax lifts his paw up in pain, but not giving up though. Not being deterred, he turns round ready to face Wardok again, but he's lost track of Wardok. Where did Wardok go? Oh no. But what Wardok is actually on top of Morax's back, and it's just pulling at the armoured plate and yanking it off. When he yanks the first one off, Morax knows where Wardok is now, and trying to figure out a plan for what he's going to do. He curls up into a ball to try and trap Wardok's tail or wing or talon into the armoured plating and just roll around to crush Wardok. However, so basically do what he did to KRYTOR and tried to do to Griff in his first 2 battles. However, Wardok saw that coming and flew out of the way just in time, only for him to come back down and start slamming his claws, tail and head into Morax's armoured plating, just trying to shatter that plating. It is very badly cracked now. One more good hit will probably break it. Morax uncoils out of his ball and turns around as quick as he can and slashes towards Wardok, in which Wardok gets a gash going across his chest where blood is just dripping out, in which he is he's losing a lot of blood. It showers Morax in the blood, and Morax, through his one good eye remaining, can see Wardok showing a face of pure anger. Morax realizes that if he's going to get Wardok, he needs to try and get rid of his wings or make him lose the use of his wings. So what Morax does is that he tries attacking Wardok whilst Wardok's attacking him, and Morax is slowly backing away towards the edge of the arena. And right when Wardok is seems to be cornering him, Morax curls up into a ball, builds up so much momentum where he goes backwards, knocking the bottom of the arena outwards and causing the top of it to fall on top of Wardok. Morax then rolls back in, avoiding the rubble. However, Wardok sees that rubble coming down towards him, and he tries to dodge it all as quick as he can, getting hit by a few. One hits him on the back of the neck where it just knocks his head down, and he just collapses down to the ground, avoided away from the rubble, but did get hit where he got knocked out of the sky. Morax sees that, curls up into a ball and charges towards Wardok. Wardok's able to get back up to see Morax just charging straight towards him. However, what Wardok does, he lifts his tail and using all his strength, he just swings it, smashing Morax into the side of his ball, knocking him off course, saving Wardok from being crushed by him. So, yay! And Morax uses the wall to his advantage to just bounce back, coming towards Wardok. Uncoils out of the ball just for the tail to come back and hit him again, but Morax uses his claw to just get hit by it, but slash right through it now, chopping Wardok's tail off. However, that is where the poison got infected, but as it's been long enough where the poison's just spreading through Wardok, it's gone past the point where Morax has slashed through the tail, where there's still poison inside of Wardok. So, timer still there. So, so with that being said, Wardok screeches in pain and goes to bite down at Morax. Morax is able to just take the bite, feels a bit of pain, using his claw, slashes at the side of Wardok's neck. Wardok releases his grip, and Morax is like, okay, let me show you how a proper bite goes. Bites down at one of Wardok's wings and just pulls at it, whilst Wardok is pulling backwards. Because leathery wings that Wardok has, Wardok is pulling backwards, trying to save his wing. Morax is not giving in, no. He lifts his claw up and slices through the bone of one of the wings, and the leathery parts of the wing just starts ripping up, in which Wardok has now lost the use of one of his wings, meaning he could barely fly now, and Morax just chucks that wing aside and gives a sinister smirk towards Wardok. Wardok shows a face of pure anger now, and charges up towards Morax. Using his talons now, he lands on the back of Morax's neck, where Morax can't seem to reach him, and starts biting and slashing at Morax's head, taking out his other eye with him, causing blood to gush out of both of Morax's eyes. Morax can barely see now, but what he does is he curls up into a ball to get Wardok off. It works, and Wardok is now perched on the ground, just seeing the ball come up towards him again. And Wardok realizes, as the armor plating is badly shattered, and it must be even more badly shattered by the time when he went into the arena wall, Wardok realizes that he is going to face it head on. So the ball charges up towards Wardok. Wardok charges up towards Morax, and using all his strength, Morax charges right into him using his shoulder blade to just smash through the armor plating. Clouds of dust surrounds both of these beasts, as the armor plate is now shattered and Morax just a regular pangolin, exposing his flesh. Whilst Wardok is very badly injured, starting to bleed out, and also being affected by the poison. Wardok, they're both fighting each other, just slashing and biting at each other, not wanting to give in one single bit. Wardok taking a step back every now and then to try and save himself from getting any more bad wounds. Morax striding up towards Wardok, not giving him that chance to breathe. Wardok, then using the power of his talons and his one remaining wing, he jumps up and tries to fly on top of Morax's back, which he does, digs his claws into the flesh of Morax and starts biting down into it, starting to go right into him. Morax, knowing this will hurt him as well, he curls up into a ball and starts rolling to where his flesh is pressured against the ground, which injures Morax, but also gets Wardok off of him, in which Morax uncurls out and slashes towards one of Wardok's talons, causing Wardok to fall onto the ground. Wardok's able to just barely stand now, and roaring at Morax, Morax roars back at Wardok, not wanting to give in. Both of them really won that spot in the finals. Wardok is starting to feel the poison succumb him now. He knows he still has some time left, but not forever. I think it's around 4 or 5 minutes left he's got. But with that, Morax charges up towards Wardok. Wardok is limping but charging up towards Morax. And one slash from each of them, from Morax's claw and Wardok's talon, both in the face, knocks them both backwards. And they both collapse. Both beasts have collapsed into a pile of blood and gashes all around them. Both of them not wanting to die or give in. They both stand back up. I'm actually exhausted from this fight. They both stand back up, very badly wounded. Morax's flesh all exposed with tons of deep gashes into him. His eyes blood-coloured and dripping blood. Wardok's chest and neck bleeding out. His wing torn off. His tail bitten off. The poison slowly taking over. Wardok knows that he needs to aim for Morax's neck and do a very deep gash on his neck in order to make him bleed out before the poison succumbs him. So what Wardok does is that using all his strength left in his legs, he charges up towards Morax and ducks out of the way when Morax goes to swipe at him. Ducks out of the way again when Morax goes to swipe at him again, slides on his back and using his talent, digs very deep into Morax's neck. Now, Lucas, time out. Okay, and now we're back. I'm sorry about that. My dog decided to start barking, as you probably heard, but where we are at is where Wardok dug his talons deep into Morax's neck. So we'll continue back in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Wardok has dug his talons deep into Morax's neck, just causing a waterfall of blood to shower Wardok. Morax is now, what would be wide-eyed, still is wide-eyed, but not wanting to let Wardok get away, he slashes at Wardok and digging his claws straight into Wardok's chest, pinning him down to the ground. Wardok uses one remaining wing, the spikes on it, to start stabbing at Morax's head. However, Morax uses his other claw and just slashes right through Wardok's wing. And they're both roaring at each other. Wardok's roar still drowning out Morax's. However, Morax decides that's enough of that. The poison won't kill you, but I will. And just bites down at Wardok's neck and just rips a ton of flesh out. His blood's just gushing out. Both the beasts have blood gushing out. And at the end of the day, they both slump down to the ground. What has happened? Well, after the cloud of dust cleared, the spectators are all off their seats, like leaning forward, standing up, just trying to see what happened. Where are the beasts? Where are our beasts? They see just Morax slumped down, still pinning Wardok to the ground. However, they see one of the beasts moving, just barely clinging on to life here. And the beast is able to get back up, look one more time at his opponent, and makes his way back to the arena, makes his way back to his chamber, in which he's immediately treated for his wounds that he's claimed that he's got during this battle. Ladies and gentlemen, this was by far the hardest battle I ever had to do, because both of these beasts deserved to make it to the finals, and the fact that one of them had to die, it was a very hard choice for me. But simply because of their wounds being more serious, I have to give the victory to this beast. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of episode number 50 and the last finalist to make it through. I'm just thinking if I'm actually making the right choice here. Okay. It's a good thing I double checked that, because actually, looking back at it though, looking back and just looking at all the injuries they got, if my indoor timer is correct, the poison hasn't succumbed Wardok yet, but he got a very bad neck wound, slash on the neck, slash on the chest, lost both his wings, his tail as well, and the use of one of his legs, but he was still kicking. Morax lost his armor plating, got very bad gashes all over him, his eyes gouged out, deep cut in his neck. And with that being said, I hope this makes the most sense here, and this might not be the same if these two beasts fight again in the next tournament, because the other beast might win. But as of now, the winner of this battle, I can't believe I'm saying this, is Wardok the Sky Terror. And the loser is Morax the Wrecking Menace. So, now, before you guys start bringing your pitchforks at me, I gave Wardok the victory because, as his personality says, he's a non-stop fighter. He will fight to the very end. And that's exactly what he did. Wardok has been infected with a poison, and hopefully, if I'm correct, he hasn't been infected. No, he hasn't succumbed to the poison, meaning he's still kicking. He may have lost his wings, cuts all around him, and but they're not deep cuts. They're just causing blood to seep out, but not enough to kill him almost immediately. Then he had one bite in his neck, which causes blood to come out very quickly. However, he will still have a good minute or so left before he dies. Morax, however, his armoured plating has been shattered, and his flesh that was protected by the armoured plating has been destroyed, pretty much. Deep cuts everywhere. He got a deep cut underneath his neck, and his eyes were gouged out, as well as so many other wounds that he received in that battle. The reason why Wardok won, though, is because even though they both had deep neck cuts, Morax's was first. And I don't care how defensive you are, you will have roughly a minute before you die from a neck slice. So, Morax, whilst his neck cut was first, before he can actually finish the job on Wardok, he slumps down onto the ground. So, and even though that did kind of crush Wardok because he was pinned down, Wardok was able to get out and just make his way back to the arena, his chamber, in order to get treated immediately, and he is perfectly fine for the next battle. So, this battle I'm actually really curious about. And I want Lucas's opinion on what the battle was like, if he enjoyed it or not. Because this was the fight that he wanted to be the final fight. So I would like to know what Lucas's opinion on this fight is, for the simple reason, I hope I did a good job of this. And I think I did. I think this is one of the best fights of this tournament. But with that being said, Morax is eliminated. If you think he should have won, please leave in the comments below why you think that. However, my word is final. And Wardok is the second finalist to make it through. Now, with that being said, Series 24 is now completely eliminated. Electro was killed in round 1, Krokol round 2, Fluga round 3. And Morax made it all the way to the semi-finals. If I'm going to be honest, I actually thought Morax was going to win. Ever since we got down to the top 13, I was thinking, oh, Morax probably will win now. But I'm wrong. I was wrong, clearly. But now, out of the last 2 remaining beasts, I actually can't tell which one will win. Because we have a Wyvern and a Lycan. I don't know which one will win. That would be an interesting final fight. But Morax did incredible throughout this entire tournament and does deserve all the respect he's gained throughout this tournament. He is now my favourite beast of Series 24. All because he did so much better than all of his predecessors. Well, he did so much better than the rest of his series, hence why he is the best beast of Series 24 for me. Which is really strange, because I'm not a big fan of these defensive beasts. But when it comes down to it, it depends how well they do in the tournament. And with Morax doing as well as he did, it would be a sin to not have him as the best beast, my favourite beast. Obviously, Durog as well. These two are also my favourite of their respective series. Wardok has just surpassed Plexor. I'm sorry, Plexor. You're my buddy. I love you, but you lost to Lycaxa. But that does lead to one thing, though. Wardok will get revenge on Lycaxa then. Or will he? Will he not? That'd be interesting. So, with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below. Join me in battle number 51, where we'll decide which of these 2 finalists will be the winner. But until then, peace out.